We were told that it couldn't be done. That it was too ambitious, too audacious, that it was impossible to build an organization that could eradicate extreme poverty in a region and then transition in a sustainable way into a locally led organization. Well, look around. The impossible is happening. Nuru International was started in 2008 with three main goals in mind. First, we wanted to design an integrated approach to eradicating extreme poverty by focusing on multiple areas of need at the same time. It's designed around four key program areas: agriculture, financial inclusion, education, and healthcare. Second, we wanted to equip local leaders with the skills and the knowledge that they need to be able to implement and scale those solutions to eventually have national level impact. And third, ultimately, the Westerners would leave and just get out of their way. Now, exit's a really big deal because it's proof. Proof that those who believe that local leaders don't have the capabilities to run a world-class organization to eradicate extreme poverty are wrong. And in fact, the opposite is true. That those living in these communities struggling against extreme poverty are the most well-equipped to solve these problems, far better than any Westerner could. Secondly, exit's a big deal because nobody does it. It's almost impossible to find a nonprofit that has withdrawn its Western staff without everything falling apart after they leave. You see, exit demonstrates that you really trust the local leaders that you're working with, and that you've equipped them with the right skills and knowledge to succeed after you leave. Over the years, the Nuru model has evolved to now include a social enterprise that's legally structured such that when it begins to make profits, the majority of those profits have to be diverted back in to pay for the ongoing costs of the nonprofit. So the whole enterprise becomes totally self-sustaining, independent of philanthropy and donations. The actual poverty-fighting work begins with leadership. You see, the foundation of the Nuru model is our leadership development program. Our goal is not just to increase crop yields or take families from $1 a day to $2 a day. Our actual goal is to unlock the potential of local leaders to do this work on their own. This is the way you can create long-term sustainable gains in the fight against extreme poverty.
Nafikiria kabla Nuru haijaja, kweli sehemu yenye nilikuwa ni ya umaskini zaidi. Mtoto huyu akitoka narudisha huyu, mara typhoid, mara amiba, magonjwa ya tumbo yakanikatalia sana na nikatumia pesa nyingi sana. Ninashukuru kwa maana tangia Nuru ije nilijiunga nao nikiwa kama mfanyakazi wao. Nafikiria kuna utofauti mkubwa mbele yangu mwenyewe vyenye nimebadilika, kwa sababu hapo mwanzoni sikuwa hata na afya hiyo niliyokuwa nayo sasa hivi miaka mingi inapita bila kuugua. Nafikiria kinachosababisha nimekuwa kiongozi kwa muda huo wote ni kwa ajili ya mafundisho yale ya kwanza vyenye Nuru ilikuja ikatufundisha. Uzuri wake ni kwamba nimepata mafundisho. Sasa ni vizuri na mimi niongoze wenzangu wale ambao hawajui.
Before Nuru arrived, we were not even able to get enough food. I was seeing my children, they were hungry, there were no food. Even I was not able to pay school fees. So I was very sad at that time. When Nuru came, they gave us many trainings, like for agriculture, preparing shambas, planting, and even they give us trainings about how to save our own money. My life have changed so much. We have enough food to eat. I can even take children to school. And I was chosen to be a field manager. I oversee 693 farmers. We advise them to plant using our trainings. I'm so proud because after a few years, our community will be out of the poverty because of what Nuru have taught them.
We've seen amazing success since we've started, but that success has been hard fought and won. We've faced numerous challenges over the last 7 years, including theft, threats of violence, maize disease, drought, and then tragedy hit. Nuru Kenya's chairman, Philip Mahochi, was killed in a tragic car accident. Philip had been the heart and soul of Nuru Kenya. See, Philip actually grew up in extreme poverty in southwest Kenya. I saw in this man vision, the same vision that I had, to bring freedom of meaningful choices to people who are trapped in extreme poverty around the world. And so together, over the next 6 years, we weathered many trials and fought many battles. How are we going to continue? I had no idea how this was going to turn out. 9 months before his death, Philip had chosen his successor. He had hired a woman named Pauline Mwambeti and started training and developing her to take his place as the leader of Nuru Kenya.
Philip's passing was tragic. It was something that we could not fathom. Philip had vision that inspired us, and I owned that vision. I have worked in various organizations and in different communities. Nuru was doing exactly what was missing in all the other interventions I had encountered. Yes, we need support, but we need to be the ones doing it for ourselves.
We've learned a ton, and despite challenges, maize yields continue to hold, debt repayment remains high, we continue to scale throughout Kenya, and our monitoring and evaluation team has helped us iterate on the model to create even greater impact. We've reached leadership sustainability in Nuru Kenya. The Kenyan team has been making all operational decisions for the last year now, and it's time for the Western staff to get out of their way. We are confident that we can duplicate this process, and we're already working on that in a new country in Nuru, Ethiopia. But let's give credit where credit's due, and that credit belongs to our Kenyan team. It was their resiliency, their tenacity, their courage in the face of death threats, their incredible, relentless commitment to their communities to lift them out of extreme poverty that carried us through. There are so many great memories shared between the Western and local teams. We've learned from each other and we've changed each other in ways that we may never fully understand. We've led together, struggled together, failed and succeeded together. It's really hard to leave our friends, our teammates, but they don't need us anymore. And honestly, we'd just be getting in the way if we stuck around. This necessary ending is the beginning of what Nuru Kenya was intended to be all along. Kenyans leading Kenyans out of extreme poverty forever.